Over the years, archaeology has provided answers to many questions about our planet, but some discoveries have been controversial. Here is a summary of one of those discoveries. 1. Buddha. In 2018, filmmakers Amanda Sham and Sean Thompson used metal detectors in Shark Bay, Western Australia, and found a rare Ming Dynasty Buddha statue, specifically a small baby Buddha statue. This sparked controversy, as some doubted its authenticity and questioned how a Ming Dynasty statue ended up in Australia. The statue, about 15 centimeters tall and 1 kilogram of bronze, supposedly from hundreds of years ago in China, sparked speculation about how it got to Australia. It is believed that Ming Dynasty explorers brought it during the period between 1368 and 1644 AD, and that it was buried about 150 years before its discovery. However, there are skeptical opinions. Although ships are known to have made expeditions in Southeast Asia, there is no conclusive evidence that they reached Australia before European explorers in the 17th century. Some suggest that the statue may have been abandoned by Chinese fishermen in the 1870s as part of a hoax. The uncertainty about the true origin of the Buddha could only be resolved by excavations at the site. This discovery illustrates how some archaeological finds can trigger debates and questions about their authenticity and origin. 2. Golden tongues. Archaeologists in Egypt found mummies with golden tongues in an ancient cemetery near Qina. Gold was believed to help the deceased transform into divine beings in the afterlife. These mummies were also buried with other grave goods, such as necklaces, pottery, and gold scarabs. The golden tongues and eyes are examples of the ancient Egyptian belief that the flesh of the gods was made of gold. Although not a new discovery, it is still fascinating and intriguing. This discovery has reignited the fascination with ancient Egyptian beliefs and rituals, and it all points to a complex belief system that we are still learning about. But as we continue to unearth these mysteries, it's hard not to wonder if some things are better left buried in the sands of time. 3. The Rosetta Stone. In 1799, a group of scientists accompanying Napoleon on his military expedition stumbled across a discovery that would change the world forever: the Rosetta Stone. This ancient relic dates from 196 BC and contains a decree written by a council of priests affirming the right of the 13-year-old pharaoh named Ptolemy V to rule Egypt. But what makes the Rosetta Stone so remarkable is that this decree was written in not one, not two, but three languages: hieroglyphics, Demotic, and Greek. At the time of its discovery, only the Greek language was known, making deciphering the other two languages an impossible task. Until scientists realized that the Greek inscription communicated the same decree as the other two languages, allowing them to crack the code and unlock the secrets hidden within the hieroglyphic and Demotic texts. Today the Rosetta Stone is in the British Museum, but not without controversy. Egyptians have repeatedly called for the stone to be returned to their homeland, sparking debates over cultural ownership and the importance of preserving history. For realistic mummy portraits. A team of archaeologists has discovered lifelike mummy portraits along with other artifacts in the ancient city of Philadelphia, Egypt. The portraits are impressively realistic and capture the appearance of the deceased. Additional artifacts were also found, such as a funerary building and a statue of the goddess Isis Aphrodite. In addition, papyri with writings in Demotic and Greek were discovered that provide information about the society, economy, and religion of the time. The owners of the portraits were probably middle class or elite due to the cost of commissioning such custom paintings. This is a landmark discovery due to the rarity of mummy portraits and the difficulty in conducting archaeological excavations in the area. 5. The Lost Golden City in Luxor. On April 8, 2021, the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities announced the discovery in Luxor of a 3,000-year-old lost golden city. Betsy Brand, the professor of Egyptology at Johns Hopkins University, said the find of this lost city is the most important archaeological discovery since Tutankhamun's tomb. The ministry announcement noted that it is the largest administrative and industrial settlement of the Egyptian Empire era on the west bank of Luxor, adding that it is the largest city ever found in Egypt. The archaeological mission discovered a buried city dating from the reign of King Amenhotep III and which continued to be used by King Tutankhamun, that is, 1,000 years ago. The official statement continues. The renowned archaeologist Seji Jagwas, leader of the mission, confirmed that it is the largest ancient city in Egypt. Streets lined with houses, 3 royal palaces, a bakery, an administrative center, a sculpture workshop and human remains, something unusual, have been found. Betsy Brain added that the find will offer us a global and unusual vision of the life of the ancient Egyptians during the most lavish hours of the New Kingdom. 6. The Funeral Zoo of Saqqara. In November 2019, a collection of 75 cat statues and 25 cat mummies were discovered in the Saqqara Animal Cemetery, Egypt. Other sculptures and animal figures were also found, including 2 small limestone sarcophagi bearing the image of the Egyptian goddess Batet, depicted as a cat. The cat was revered in ancient Egypt, associated with the protection of the home and the deity Ra in his clashes with the serpent Apep to allow the sunrise. 7. Amazons. The discovery in the upper Amazon region parallels earlier ones in the Xingu region to the south, where a network of interconnected villages known as garden cities was discovered. These cities, built between 800 and 1600, had houses, moats, and stockades. These discoveries call into question the idea that the Amazon was a place inhabited only by small and primitive tribes. They also question the idea that the environment limited the rise of the first civilizations. The discoveries in the Amazon basin validate the claims made by Percy Fawcett, the explorer who inspired Conan Doyle's The Lost World. Fawcett set out on an expedition to find the city of Z, but his team disappeared, leaving behind an unsolved mystery. For a long time, scientists believed that the dense jungle could only support small wandering tribes. However, it now seems that the conquistadors were telling the truth when they spoke of cities that shone with white. Unfortunately, these explorers inadvertently brought diseases that decimated the native population, allowing the jungle to reclaim the land and obscuring the signs of civilization. 8. Sahara. In the past, the Sahara was not a desert, as climatic changes have altered its sandy boundaries over millions of years. Research indicates that there was an ancient river carved into an underwater canyon near Mauritania, suggesting that the Sahara had an aquatic presence in the past. A recent study shows that a prehistoric body of water called the Trans-Saharan Seaway existed between 150 million years ago, harboring huge marine animals. In Mali, scientists studied ancient fossils and soils, discovering that a warm, shallow ancient body of water was home to sea snakes and giant catfish. The inland sea of the Sahara connected Algeria and Nigeria, creating an isolated environment that promoted gigantism and aquatic species. In the past, the Sahara was home to giant sea creatures such as the Macromosaurus rex, a 30-foot-long crocodile that inhabited a large lagoon and preyed on fish and sea turtles. A semi-aquatic carnivorous dinosaur and the largest known, Spinosaurus, lived about 95 million years ago and had unique adaptations, such as a sail on its back. Today's Sahara is a desert, but its history reveals an aquatic past and the presence of amazing creatures adapted to an environment that has changed over millions of years.